We live in a world where we're just flooded with information, right? But there's this weird catch. We have more knowledge at our fingertips than ever before, but it feels like we're remembering less and less of it. So today, we're going to dig into how to actually fix that.
Okay, tell me if this sounds familiar. You spend hours, maybe even days, reading a great book. You get to that last page, you close the cover, and you feel that little rush of accomplishment. And then a week later, someone asks you what it was about, and your mind just goes blank. It's super frustrating, right?
And here's the crazy part. This isn't just you. It's not just a feeling. It's a real, measurable thing. Studies show that most of us forget a whopping 90% of what we read. Just think about that. For every 10 amazing ideas you come across, 9 of them just disappear. And look, this isn't about you being forgetful. It's a problem with how we've all been taught to read.
All right, so here's our game plan for this explainer. We're going to start by really defining that 90% problem. Then we'll look at the gap between just consuming info and actually retaining it. After that, we'll dive into how to read smarter, not faster. And we'll unpack the Modern Learner's Toolkit. Finally, we'll see how all this leads to turning information into real, meaningful transformation.
Okay, first up, the 90% problem. I mean, the subtitle here says it all, doesn't it? Drowning in information, but starving for wisdom. We've got more knowledge at our fingertips than any other generation in history, but that access hasn't automatically made us wiser.
This really hits the nail on the head. It's the central paradox we're all dealing with. Whether you're a student, a professional, or just someone who loves to learn, you're constantly bombarded with articles, reports, and books. But the more we try to cram in, the less that actually sticks. It's kind of like trying to fill a tiny cup with a fire hose. So that brings us to a really important point. We have to make a distinction here. We often think that just because we've read something, we've automatically learned it. But turns out, those are two totally different ballgames.
And that space between just reading and truly learning, we're going to call that the retention gap. This is where all that good stuff, all those great ideas just slip away. It's why you can read 50 books in a year and still struggle to recall an insight from just one of them. Closing this gap, that's the whole key.
Okay, so how do we actually close that gap? Let's talk solutions. Well, it starts with a huge mindset shift. It's not about speed reading or just blasting through more books. The real goal is to get more of the material to actually sink in and stick with you. And this comparison makes it super clear. The old way is all about the page count. It's a total vanity metric, right? I read 50 books this year, but who cares if you don't remember any of them? The new way, reading smarter, is all about impact. It's about being an active hunter for ideas, not just a passive consumer of words.
All right, so reading smarter sounds great, but what does that actually look like? How do we do it? Well, it's not about just trying harder or having more willpower. It's about having the right tools in your toolkit, tools that are actually based on how our brains are wired to learn. So a real system for this has 3 core parts. First, you need memory techniques that actually work. Things like spaced repetition, where you review info at increasing intervals, or the Feynman technique, where you try to teach a concept in simple terms. It's brilliant for finding the holes in your own understanding. Second, you need frameworks to help you organize all that new information. And last, but definitely not least, you've got to practice. You have to apply what you're learning to make it stick for good.
Now, if this whole problem feels painfully familiar, trust me, you are not alone. This isn't just a personal struggle. It's a huge market opportunity because literally millions of people are out there right now looking for a better way to learn.
And if we take a quick peek at the market, you can see why this is such a hot idea. Yeah, there's some competition, but the field isn't totally saturated. The big thing here is the demand. It's steady and it's strong. People are really hungry for solutions right at that intersection of self-improvement and education. It's a real sweet spot. So if you go looking for something to help with this, you'll probably find 2 main ways these solutions are packaged. You've got your one-time purchase, like a big comprehensive course you get lifetime access to, and then you have membership programs, which are more about ongoing learning and community support to help you stay sharp over the long haul. Okay, let's pull all of this together, because at the end of the day, what we're talking about here is so much bigger than just remembering a few extra facts from a book. It's about something way more profound. This is really about changing your entire relationship with knowledge. The goal isn't just to have a giant bookshelf that looks impressive on a video call.
The goal is to build a mind that's full of powerful, life-changing ideas that you can actually use. See, when you can really remember what you read, that's when information finally becomes transformation. Those books on your shelf stop being decorations and start being tools you use to build a better life. So I want to leave you with a question to chew on. Think back. What's one incredible idea you read in a book years ago that you wish you hadn't forgotten, that you wish was still with you today? Now imagine if you could hold on to all of them. That, right there, is the power of mastering retention.